A Bug's Life is a 1998 Disney Pixar film directed by John Lasseter, written by John Lasseter, Andrew Stanton, Joe Raft, Donald McHenry, and Bob Shaw. It stars Dave Foley, Kevin Spacey, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Welcome back to the Grindhouse Podcast. I am your host, Cheese Film, and joined with me today is the magnificently talented, eccentric tattoo artist known as Miss French Tattoos.
I'm also your wife.
And my wife.
So I'm going to flex on you every single time that I'm in here because I get to be married to Cheese Film. So
I try to do the whole like mystic, who are we kind of thing, but I'm real bad at it.
Yeah. That's okay.
I always, like, when this started out, I wanted it to be more of a mystique of, like, oh, who is Cheese Film kind of thing, like Corpse Husband, and then it's revealed that I'm like, ugly. But,
Stop. You're not ugly.
I don't know, man. But today we're talking about the second Pixar movie ever created. And the only reason why we're not doing the first one is because
we're going to end with the first one.
We're going to end with the first one. We're going to do a whole Toy Story thing.
We're going to do Pixar April. Or
yeah,
Pixar.
And we're going to end with all 5 Toy Stories.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like Toy Story was all we were doing. And I was like, no, it's Pixar April. Like Pixar is March/April. We're going to do all the Pixar films.
Yeah, we're doing this one this week. And then we'll be back in April doing a lot of these Pixar movies. It'll be a lot of fun.
And since there are going to be 5 Toy Stories, I figure we just do them all in one, as opposed to doing 5 separate Pixar.
Well, especially because the new one's coming out soon. You know, so it'd be cool to do it that way. But yeah, we're talking about John Lasseter's sophomore film, A Bug's Life.
A Bug's Life.
So it stars Dave Foley as Flick. Kevin Spacey is Hopper, our antagonist. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is Princess Ada, who I called last time, by the way. Hayden Pen. I did it again. I rehearsed his name in my head, too, right before. Penitentiary. Terry? I don't know. You know who you are. As Dot. Richard Kind is Molt. David Hy Pierce is Slim. That's the stick bug. I didn't know the stick bug's name was Slim.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Joe Ranft as Heimlich, who is also a behind-the-scenes guy.
Oh, really?
Dennis Leary is Francis, the hot-tempered ladybug. Jonathan Harris is Manny. Madeline Kahn is Gypsy. Bonnie Hunt is Rosie. Michael McShane is Tuck and Roll. John Ratzenberger.
The Pixar Good Luck Charm is P.T. Flea in this one.
Yes. Brad Garrett is Dim. He's the Rhino Beetle. Roddy McDowell's in this as Mr. Soil, who I don't know if I know off the top of my head.
I also don't know him off the top of my head.
He's the actor dude.
Well, there's a lot of those in this.
Do you know who Roddy McDowell is?
No.
I believe you actually might.
Oh, I mean, there's a chance. I don't know names well. You're rolling off these names, and I think I've recognized maybe 3 of them.
So, Roddy McDowell is a Grindhouse alumni. My thing fell.
A Grindhouse alumni? What do you mean?
So that's what I call actors who are in movies that we've already covered.
Oh, I was like,
he's graduated from the podcast because we've already talked about him. And he's actually been in quite a few things we've talked about on this podcast. Most notably, he is Cornelius from Planet of the Apes.
Oh, okay.
Which is where I think you know him from.
I would know him. That's how I would know him.
But he was also Merry or Pippin in the Bakshi Lord of the Rings.
Oh, cool.
Casey Kasem was the other one.
Okay.
Do you know who that is? Just by name?
Vaguely.
He was real big, too. He was the original voice of Shaggy.
Oh, yeah.
On the Hanna-Barbera cartoon. He had his own radio show. In Ghostbusters, when they're doing the whole montage, Dana's cooking.
I just want to double check that you're recording because on the recording thing on the TV, it says recording, but it's only at 3 seconds.
It's doing that because this isn't a cool preset. It's the slider bar in the middle.
That's fine.
Yeah, that is to be expected.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to double check your behind the scenes moment. I'm so sorry. I just didn't want to get, super far into discussing this, and then it is like, surprise, now you have no video. So sorry.
This was Roddy McDowell's last movie, and he died shortly before it was released, which is it always kind of sucks to hear, like Jimmy Stewart's last movie. I want to say it was American Tail. He played a dog. His dog was his last role, and I believe he died before that came out too. But yeah, this movie is packed with names,
star-studded,
absolutely packed. And I didn't even go through everybody.
Well, that's because there's a bazillion. It's about ants. There's a bazillion characters.
Well, Alfie the aphid, Thud the horsefly.
Right, and a lot of them are like side characters that you see for less than a minute, maybe.
Yeah. So, talking about the movie, what were your first impressions of A Bug's Life?
I've loved A Bug's Life since it came out. It came out in 98, so I was 5. So I was obsessed with A Bug's Life. It was a very marketable film. I really loved it. I had the over life size for me stuffed animals of Flick and Ada. I had the play set. So
you got into it.
A Bug's Life. I thought A Bug's Life was awesome.
I know that you were big on 101 Dalmatians.
Mm-hmm. That was one of my favorite Disney movies.
So, because I think you still have some of your stuff from that. It's kind of nice to know that you are one of the few who like this movie.
I liked A Bug's Life better than I like Toy Story. And that's just my personal opinion, at least from growing up.
Opinion I share.
Yeah.
I think Toy Story is a little overplayed. I like the second and third one a lot.
But I love A Bug's Life. I think it's fun. I like the music in it. I think it's got a great storyline with a great villain. It's just good. It's just a really good film. And I liked being able to see kind of some of the behind-the-scenes work that they did, including things like the bug cam, where they had a Lego camera that they built that's from the perspective of a bug that they would roll around different places to get a bug's perspective, so that they could animate it accordingly. It was great. It's still great. We watched it the other day, and it still holds up. Like we talked about while we were watching it, the animation starts off a little rough because it's Pixar animation from 1998 on a 1998 computer. But as the film goes on, because you're enjoying the storyline and the colors and the characters, you don't really notice the whackness of the computer animation as much anymore.
Yeah, you really kind of just meld into what you're seeing. It's not as jarring as you would think it would be, or even expected to be, being a movie animated with computers that are 28 years old now.
From the 2000s.
And
from
even
the 90s.
Before that, because Pixar started in the late 70s. That's when it began. And at that time it was a traditional animation studio. So I guess technically they didn't have computers yet until, and I'll get to this later, the big change. But I kind of agree with you. I wrote down, as a kid, I didn't really care for this movie too much. This was not one of the ones that I, sought out or goated or anything like that. It was just fine. Just fine. And because I brought up to you not too long ago, the movie Ants, which is a DreamWorks movie, which kind of rips on this. I liked that one, I think, a little bit more, maybe because it was a little bit more edgy, maybe a little more adult. And by the time I saw that, I was a little bit older.
Right.
9. So I think I had a different connection with Ants world than I did with the Bug's Life world.
Right. You said Ants rips on A Bug's Life, but technically, depending on release date, technically A Bug's Life rips on Ants.
Well, so it's Ants rips on Bug's Life. Even though Ants came out spitefully before Bug's Life did, it is what it is in spite of A Bug's Life.
Right.
Bug's Life wasn't a secret project. They were
right.
very, very open about working on this.
Right. Well, and for those at home that don't know the the story behind A Bug's Life and ants happening the way that they did. It was in 1990.
Do you want to go to that now?
Oh, we don't have to. We can wait. I just wanted to give the people watching at home the TLDR so that way we when we say like, oh, ants versus A Bug's Life, like we're there.
So I'll go because I wrote it down here too. I've got mine broken up, and that's all. So yeah, go ahead.
In 1994, there was a death of Disney's number 2 man, Frank Wells, due to a helicopter engine failure. This created a power vacuum at Disney and Hollywood, which led the Disney CEO and chairman, Michael Eisner, to fire the studio chief, Jeffrey Katzenberg. Katzenberg is the person who is mostly responsible for the giant Disney stock boom of the 90s and basically saving the company. Out of this fallout, Katzenberg partnered with David Geffen and Steven Spielberg to found DreamWorks, along with Katzenberg winning over $200 million from Disney thanks to Eisner's pettiness and reliance on Michael Ovitz. DreamWorks then acquired Pacific Data Images to help rival Disney while they were making The Prince of Egypt. Thus, the rivalry between the two companies formed. Ants was made from the same pitch as well as through good faith discussions between Lasseter and Katzenberg in the early to mid 1990s that led to the divide even further after DreamWorks PDI announced Ants as a competitor to the not so well kept secret A Bug's Life. The feud was so heated that Katzenberg even moved the release date of Ants up by several months to from early 1999 to October of 1998 to compete with A Bug's Life.
Wow. Talk about a spiteful man. Yeah, so that's what I have basically written down too, is that it was basically just to throw dirt in a wound.
Just pettiness on pettiness on pettiness.
I don't think Ants did very well, and I know it definitely has gone unremembered, whereas A Bug's Life, people are like, oh yeah, that was all right.
I mean, it was popular enough to have a Disney experience that involved it. There was an A Bug's Life land for a little while. Mm-hmm. They still have A Bug's Life characters littered throughout the park in certain areas for certain events and stuff. But they just recently closed the It's Tough Being a Bug's Life experience that I think is now a Zootopia experience.
Really?
I think they replaced it with Zootopia. But yeah, it spawned enough to where there was a Disney experience, and I remember the Disney experience. It was fun. And they had little wheels that rolled under the seat, or under your butt in the seat to make it feel like bugs were crawling under your butt when they were crawling throughout the whole theater. It was kind of awesome, but also a little ugh.
Disney's Imagineers are really people who if you go on Disney Plus, they've got behind the attraction documentaries. Do yourself a favor and watch those. Those are some of the most creative engineering people you'll ever hear of. Mm-hmm. It is beyond impressive, the stuff they're able to pull off, and just how their brains think. It is really, really cool.
Oh yeah,
and they from concept to
execution.
Yeah, it's what it is, and they do just about every ride you want to know about.
Right.
So I would definitely suggest checking those out because, say what you want to say about Disneyland and Disney World and Disney Adults and all that stuff. We've been, and we did the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, and just as a longtime Star Wars fan, I have never felt more connected to the universe than just being in Batuu.
Yeah.
It is impressive how they engineer these lands.
100%.
Beyond impressive. It's so immersive. And then you get on these rides and you feel like you're going through the Falcon and then you're about to get in the cockpit. But the people got in the cockpit before you. You know what I mean? How are they doing that? It
is in fact a ride, even if it doesn't necessarily feel like one.
So the whole, design of it and everything, it's just
creating
so awesome.
Creating magic. Quite literally creating magic out of a box and a screen. You know what I mean? And it's really cool to be able to do stuff like that. And to be able to experience it. I do wish that they had kept It's Tough to Be a Bug, but I get it. You got to keep branding as branding goes.
Well, and this movie is going to hit its 30-year anniversary in 2 years.
Rough.
So they might do something special because it has been a big part. And it was a stepping stone in what would have become like a renaissance, the new age of Disney, you know, and Pixar.
Well, I mean that yeah, with all Pixar movies, as we we'll probably say 26 more times before April's over, they push their computers to the limit every single time.
Yes.
Like every single Pixar movie, like the computers that they have that they're functionally trying to use for the Pixar films are being pushed past their limits. Like with A Bug's Life, I guess it was how many articulated limbs there were and how many bugs there were, just how many individual ants there were. They also made it to 15,000 hairs on Gypsy the Moth's wings.
Wow.
Which, by today's standards is nothing. But in 1998, on a 90s computer was intense. And they, animated individual little parts and moving pieces and hands and arms articulating, as on top of there being, easily hundreds of ants in a couple of different scenes. And so, like, that's what's so funny about, I think it deserves the spotlight of, like, Toy Story may have been the beginning, but, like, they keep perfecting with each movie. And they, it may not be perfect, but it perfected from the time, and it is just a great movie.
It is. It really is. And I agree with you. I think it holds up. I think the message is great for kids. And I think it perfectly illustrates how just being a face in a sea of identical people, you still have the potential to stand out, And I think that's marvelous. Like, when all odds are against you, all it takes is one person, a little bit of hope to change the tides.
100%.
So yeah, I do give this movie accolades for what it is. So I've got the story kind of about how Pixar came to be, but then I have a couple stories about the production of this movie.
Oh, sweet.
So
I love learning.
I guess we'll go there. So I guess to start it out with, I'll start about how Pixar kind of came to be. Because I didn't know some of this until I really looked into it. But Pixar started in 1974 by Alexander, I'm going to say Schure, Schure.
Yeah, I would take
like
Schure.
He was the owner of a traditional animated studio and established Computer Graphics Lab, CGL. And he recruited computer scientists who shared his ambition about creating the world's first computer animated film. He got a couple people, Edwin Catmull and Malcolm Blanchard were some of the first he hired, and they were soon joined by Alvy Ray Smith and David DeFrancisco.
There you go.
Some months later, they invested a whole bunch of money and were trying to kind of get the ball rolling here. They needed resources, but contributing to NYIT's financial difficulties, about $15 million. They needed a real film studio to work in. They just didn't have any ground, right?
Right.
So, Francis Ford Coppola,
oh yeah,
Godfather guy, heard about him, invited them. He invited Smith over to his house for a 3-day media conference, where he and George Lucas shared their vision about making digital movies. Lucas approached the group and offered them jobs at his studio. 6 employees then moved to Lucasfilm.
Oh, cool.
During the following months, they gradually resigned from CGL, found temporary jobs for about a year to avoid making Schure suspicious that they were, kind of taking his idea and running with it. And then in 1979, they hired on Catmull from NYIT. So they had basically what they needed. And then here comes people like John Lasseter and Steve Jobs, who get a fix on it. And they create a computer they called the Picture Maker. And they did stuff little animated things like the Adventures of Andre and Wally B, and the stained glass guy from Young Sherlock Holmes. So they called it the Picture Maker, and then coined the name from that Pixar, which after changed to Pixar. So it's kind of how it all came to be. It was the Pixar computer. So some guy had this idea he wanted to make digital movies. He hired a bunch of computer scientists who were all like, well, yeah, we could do this. George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola got involved. Next thing you know, you got the Pixar computer, and Industrial Light and Magic basically takes it from there in 1982. And ILM has done everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? From Star Trek 2, Young Sherlock Holmes, Star Wars, just basically anything you can think of.
Right.
Bill and, I think, no, that's something else. So they got the Pixar image computer as a product, and then that group branches off into the Pixar animated studio with the whatever that short was. That was before Toy Story, and it was like weird. It became Toy Story. Like Woody was a jerk, and stuff like that. And then they did a full-on feature film known as Toy Story, which we will eventually get to.
Yeah.
So
little basis on the founding of Pixar, and that helps to begin
basically
our Pixar April.
Founded on a dream. Like these people thought to themselves, how do I do this? And like George has been wanting to do this stuff since conception, because he's more of an artisan filmmaker than people give him credit for. And the 2000s young adults really ruined stuff for him, man, with the People versus George Lucas crap, man. It's a shame that Star Wars fans are what they are, because there's people like me
who just love it for what it is.
Who love Star Wars, and then there's people who just they like the original three, which is so funny because George only directed the first one, and I don't even think he was a producer on 2 and the episode 5 and 6, but like he didn't direct. I don't even think he has the story credit. I think it's just he's got maybe the screenwriting credit. Like he's not as involved in those as you would think he would be, and then he's super involved in episodes 1, 2, and 3. He only directed 4 Star Wars movies. And I think people, I don't know if people like George Lucas as much as they like Star Wars.
Right.
Now I think people do. There's a lot of appreciation for his work and what he's done, because he's done things like American Graffiti, THX 113A. He created the THX sound system, Dolby Atmos. I think he was a big part of where all that came from. If you go on your Star Wars special features, you can calibrate your speakers to have the perfect ideal audio. He was very, very into it all, and it just got away from him because of people. And it sucks. But I guess that's how Hollywood works, because, John Lasseter is riddled with, controversy too. Yeah. And as much as I want to sit here and be like, oh, he's such an amazing guy, like, I don't know everything about it, but I do know enough to where I'm like,
things went downhill.
Come on, guy. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it was a different time where stuff like this was just expected, but I would never, ever, 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 ever.
Different time or not, you're still a piece of shit.
Well, so when I say that, I mean, like, Harvey Weinstein did what he did. People knew he did what he did, and nobody did anything about it, is what I mean.
Right.
Like, they shrugged their shoulders and, well, that's showbiz for you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how are you okay with that?
Right.
Why would you do that? What kind of and there's power? People, it goes to their head, man. It goes to their head.
Yeesh.
Anyway, so I just talked for a while. Do you want to take a turn now and say some cool fun facts you found?
Happily. I mean, so A Bug's Life is based on the Aesop fable of the ant and the grasshopper.
Yes, I've got something written down about that too.
And it takes place, on this ant island with a giant tree, and to us it's an ant hill on a little hill.
Yeah.
But to them it's a giant island in the middle of like a
Ant Island.
Ant Island. And it's, the ants collect food. They do exactly what ants do, collecting food and prepping for the rainy season and prepping for, things like winter. And then they also have to collect food for these grasshoppers that are basically predatorily taking over and taking their food and leaving. The grasshoppers are all nightmare characters. They're so well animated. They look great. Kevin Spacey plays a great villain, which is, kind of ironic. And then there's all kinds of cool fun facts hidden inside the Pixar movies. As I'm sure a lot of people know, the A113, which is I believe it's the classroom that a lot of people that worked on Pixar movies graduated from, like the computer class, I believe is what it was. What was it?
I think it was the movie making, like where they all.
It might have been, yeah. It might have been. Hang on, A113. The room most animators have their first class at the California Institute of the Arts. Appears on the box as Flick is walking into the big city. A113 is in every single Pixar movie, at least once, if not more than once.
It's in Star Wars a lot.
Yeah, it's there. It's all over the place. John Ratzenberg, who is Pixar's good luck charm, plays P.T. Flea in this one. We'll point out who he is in every single one.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll point out the Pizza Planet truck.
The Pizza Planet truck is
John Ratzenberg. Is it Ratzenberg or Ratzenberger?
It's Ratzenberg.
And then it's Katzenberger.
No, it's Katzenberg and Ratzenberg.
I don't think it is. Is it? Mm-hmm. Hang on.
Katzenberg, Ratzenberg.
No way.
It's spelled almost exactly the same too.
I don't remember where I put his name.
But he's P.T. Flea in this one. And then, we'll talk about the Pizza Planet truck. The Pizza Planet truck is in, I'm pretty sure, every Pixar movie. And in this one, it's like when Flick is walking to the big city and the big city takes place under this, like, sketchy porch. The people who own that house of the sketchy porch also drive the Pizza Planet truck. In this one, the Luxo ball, this is one of the very few Pixar movies where the Luxo ball does not appear at all. Like, it appears in most of them, but the Luxo ball, which is the ball that the lamp bounces on for the Pixar logo.
The star stripe.
The starry one, appears in pretty much, I'll have to look up which ones, but we'll do that as we go.
We'll go through
this
them
is one of the few where it does not appear at all. And, I think that's very interesting. Thumper the grasshopper, the really scary one that like screams and doesn't talk, the only grasshopper that doesn't talk, that acts like a rabid animal, is named after Thumper, the bunny from Bambi, because it's John. It's John Lasseter's favorite Disney character is Thumper. So they were like, let's name the scary grasshopper after the cute little bunny, which is great. The tree that they live in front of is super, super similar, if not the same tree as the tree in Toy Story 2 that Jessie and her kid in the When Somebody Loved Me sequence are in front of. And I think that's really all I have. Oh, and the head ant talking about the twig of 93 in the very beginning when the leaf falls. The twig of 93 is in reference to the giant LA earthquake that happened in 1993.
Wasn't there a kid who he died at a pizza place around that time too? There's a bite of something. And...
Oh no, that's the bite of 87. But there's also the blizzard of 93. That's what I thought it was.
That's what I thought it was too.
But I guess it's
because that's all I've heard.
There was also a giant LA earthquake in 1993.
That's what caused the blizzard. Like
and probably caused a twig to fall.
All the ice comes out of the earth and then just sweeps the nation, and that's how that works.
Shut up.
Geoscientists all agree.
But twigs also fall.
On other things.
So, it's all good.
Yeah.
So, you're good.
So, a little bit on the production side. So, back in 1994, John Lasseter, I'll just say last names. So, Lasseter, Stratton, Raft, and Docter, they all had a meeting during a lunch as what their next movie would be after Toy Story. During this meeting, they tossed around a few ideas that would end up becoming things such as Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, and Wall-E. Before they ultimately decided on the bug's life due to its, kind of simple design that you can make a bug look like, because they were already having problems with the computers.
Which is why their bugs have 4 arms.
Yeah.
No, their bugs have 2 arms and
they're
2
all
legs.
relatively smooth.
They all look like people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they don't have the 6 arms. They have 4 arms total. But they look like ants. I mean, and they're blue and purple, which is a little funny.
A little wonky.
A little funny.
So Walt Disney so they had the idea for this based on the fable. Mm-hmm. Walt Disney had produced his own version of the fable back in 1934 called The Ants and the Grasshopper.
Oh, like that the old cartoon one.
Yeah, it's a short film.
Yeah.
Which, ironically, I think we watched back in November because we were going through old Disney stuff.
I say we definitely watched it less than a year ago, for sure.
So, tonally, they're drastically different. So there wasn't really a problem with this. Because the Ants and the Grasshopper is more, I guess, along the lines of the fable. I'll have to reread it. But the ants are preparing for winter. It's coming.
And the grasshoppers don't.
He doesn't. He doesn't have a care in the world. He's singing a song.
Literally about about just farting around.
Yeah, just about not caring. And it was in my head for so long, and now I can't remember what he was saying, what the lyrics are. But he basically doesn't prepare, and he doesn't have a care in the world, and he's just going by his day. Well, then winter comes, and he's screwed.
Right.
It's cold. He's got no food. He's literally walking around seeking shelter, and an ant is like, well, I'll take you back to my place, and if the queen approves, you can stay with us. But everybody has to pull her away, so, like, I don't know what you're going to do.
Right.
And he gets there, and the queen's like, all right, well, what's your worth, man? Like,
pull your weight.
Why would we keep you around? And he, plays him a fiddle and sings him a song, and they're like, okay, yeah, we can work with this.
Okay, entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay, squire, entertain me.
And there he gets his thing. Unlike here, where
they just take it.
Ants take the grasshopper in out of, the kindness of their hearts, essentially. In this one, the grasshoppers are like, we're bigger, we're badder, we're going to take what we want.
Palm dot like a basketball.
If one of those ants realize that they outnumber us 100 to 1, this is all over.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at the when they are in El Paso, Texas, or wherever they are in their little...
They got to be somewhere.
Like in a hat, I think is where they are. Like they're in the bottom of a hat.
They might be in Mexico. This is probably set in California, probably on the other end, on the other side of the mountain where Death Valley is.
Maybe.
Because there's no water.
Nothing.
Anywhere.
They're in like an old... I want to say it's an old like hat, I think is what they...
Well, they got that sombrero.
Yeah. And then they have a bottle full of the seeds, which I wonder how they take them. It never specifies how they take the food, because if they take that much food and there's
they might pick up the big leaf and carry it,
it's
but
possible.
like,
but I mean, if you look at that whole scene, there's like 20, 25 grasshoppers.
Do grasshoppers live in herds like that?
No,
I thought they were more solitary.
I don't think they do, but there's like 25, 30 grasshoppers, right? And then you look at the ants, and it's just like this mound. There's hundreds of them. I mean, they're really not all that much bigger either. Like they're bigger, but they're not.
Yeah,
like,
this movie kind of has a problem with proportions, I found, because like the Hercules beetle or the rhino beetle. He's stronger than he should be, because like he's carrying quite a bit on his back, and then a caterpillar.
But I think that's the point, though. Is it like he's supposed to be like really
the big dumb strong
one?
But he just doesn't. He's not big enough,
True, but he's strong.
Like Flick is huge.
He's probably supposed to represent like a Hercules beetle type of situation. Like he's supposed to be just stupidly strong. You know what I mean?
Flick is a drone.
Yeah.
Flick isn't one of the bodyguard ants. Flick isn't a queen.
Right.
Flick is a drone. Do you know how big a drone ant is? Just think of an ant.
Nothing.
Okay?
Yeah,
and then think of a Hercules beetle or a rhino beetle, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Like, sure, they can all ride, but like, they're just proportions. Like, he should be massive.
Yeah, they made these ants enormous, because think about like a ladybug. Francis is half Flick's size.
Yeah.
What species of ant are this? Like what species of ants?
This is the post-apocalyptic.
They're
ants.
also blue and purple. Like, and I
Well, yeah, but
I
that's because they're black. They're black ants.
Well, I think it's also to determine them from the background, because like most of the background of the bug's life is warm tones. It's warmer greens, it's browns, it's yellows, it's oranges, it's reds.
Up until they get underground.
Underground
Underground is so
like you said,
blue.
they're probably black ants that they were like, well, let's pick a different color. And I mean,
blue's always been a substitute for black.
Blue and purple is solid, and the only purple ants are the queens, the line of queens, the queen, Ada,
the
and
generations
Dot.
of queens.
Correct, because even the higher ups, when they talk with Ada in a circle, like they're still like a blue color.
I think those are supposed to be the bodyguard ants,
like the village
because they're huge. Have you seen a bodyguard? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but like these ones, they're all old. They're like, it's like a council.
Yeah, well, one of them's Roddy McDowell.
Right. And so that's proportion wise, it's like comedic kind of a little bit, because like the only one I feel like they even got a little bit right is like Slim, because he's taller than everybody else because he's a stick bug.
I don't know. The moth is pretty good.
Yeah, she's pretty solid. The praying mantis is pretty solid, but like think about like a black widow spider. Tiny. Yeah, they are.
They are not.
They are small. We'll have this conversation later.
When I was at the hotel, we pulled out the grill, and there was a black widow under the thing.
Yeesh.
They're not. I mean, they're not tarantulas, but like, they're not small.
Right, but
they're
okay. All right, but look at Rosie next to the rhinoceros beetle.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Like PT Flea's about as close as you're gonna get to an actual.
I like how he
size.
does hop everywhere.
He hops
I think
everywhere.
that's great.
I think it's so funny. Did you notice that when he drives in like rolling Casey Jr.'s cookie boxes? Casey Jr., the train in Dumbo.
No, I did not notice that.
So Casey, the circus box that they were all in is a Casey Jr. cookie box, which references Dumbo, and which is a train that takes the circus around every. It's literally the train is called Casey Jr.
Yeah.
And then in addition to this, the cookie box is from J. Grant Bakery, and Joe Grant, who's the co-writer of Dumbo.
Huh.
So
I wonder why they got so tied to that, other than the circus stuff.
I think it's probably because it's supposed to look like a train.
Well,
and the circus, yeah.
There's been trains and other things.
Oh, okay. Well,
he's P.T. Barnum, man. But like
P.T. Flea, thanks a lot.
But you know what I mean.
And he's a scumbag, which is the funniest part about it. He's like the littlest, biggest scumbag in that entire movie.
His scene was the first stuff they rendered too, when the death
like circus scene.
Flame of death, when he gets
flaming death.
Yeah,
and then he like jumps because he can't light the match otherwise. He can't stand and light the match. He has to like jump in midair and light the match because the match is too big.
So I guess we'll go on to the voice cast. And remember how we were talking last time when we were watching this movie? I was like, man, they got a lot of names in this.
Mm-hmm. Well, you went through them earlier in this podcast.
Yeah, but they're specific to where they're getting them from. The voice cast was heavily stacked with television. Like I said, like Julia Louis-Dreyfus was on Seinfeld.
Right.
John Ratzenberger was on Cheers, you know.
Right.
Dave Foley was on News Radio. Richard King was on Spin City. David Hyde Pierce was in Frasier. Brad Garrett was Everybody Loves Raymond. And then John Raft, who I've said a couple times here, who had a story by, who's the voice of Heimlich.
Yeah.
He did it at the suggestion of John Lasseter's wife, who heard him playing a character like that on a scratch vocal track. So she was like, "Oh, well, he should do it." He likes that whole "Oh, everybody," it's him, and it's basically a joke character. Hopper, I was surprised to learn this. Hopper wasn't originally going to be Kevin Spacey, and they didn't necessarily really want him.
Oh.
They were going out for, do you know who?
No idea.
Somebody who Pixar ended up getting for their villain guy. Not for Ants, though. For Shark Tale.
You mean DreamWorks? You said Pixar.
DreamWorks ended up getting him. I don't think it was
Shark Tale?
Yeah. The villain in Shark Tale is who they wanted in this. Can you guess who it is?
Who is it?
Robert De Niro. They wanted Robert De Niro to play Hopper,
That's really funny.
who I think would have crushed it.
Do you think they would have given him his mole?
I think they gave Hopper a mole because his whole head looks like Robert De Niro's.
Yeah, he's a great looking villain.
But he turned it down as well as other people. Kevin Spacey met John Lasseter at the 1995 Academy Awards, and Lasseter asked Spacey if he would be interested in doing the voice of Hopper. And Spacey was like, I absolutely would be.
I would love
and
that.
basically
Thank you.
signed on immediately.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, minus Kevin Spacey kind of not being great anymore, but
I don't know. Apparently, England said he's good.
Oh, well.
I still have my feelings about him, and they're probably never going to change because Hollywood's full of devils and demons, man.
little buttholes.
Listen.
Anyway.
One of my favorite movies is The Usual Suspects. It's right over there. I love The Usual Suspects. Okay? Love it. Kevin Spacey is a POS.
Yep.
And so is the director, Bryan Singer, who did like all the X-Men movies.
Right.
Well,
it's one of those trying your best to separate art and artist.
I know, and I guess I can. I can enjoy The Usual Suspects, but I know, and it does soil it.
Yeah, pee poo poo people.
Every time I try to show it to people, hey, by the way, here's something to keep in mind.
I know,
We won't go into the stuff he did, but the guy got Marvel off the ground, man. The superhero movies were a death to the box office, man.
Right.
It wasn't until I think X-Men,
right, that it was even relevant or not, or yeah, I think you're right.
because after that, the first X-Men, I believe, came the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, which I think Hugh Jackman was supposed to cameo in.
Oh.
Or they came out right around the same time because there's a deleted scene in X-Men where Spider-Man shows up.
Oh, really?
He just shows up and everybody laughs. But it was one of these two. But he basically started the lawnmower on what would now become
right
one of the dominating forces of the box office.
Well, and John Lasseter became a dominating force in Pixar, and
Disney is a dominating force in animation. You know what I mean?
Right.
People are scumbags.
Anyway, scumbags aside, A Bug's Life is great.
A cool little tidbit: Bug's Life was the first home video movie that was a complete 100% digital transfer from the. Instead of taking the film, digitizing it, and making a DVD, they had the digital film.
Oh, cool!
And they just made it on a DVD. They took out the middleman, which ushered in how we do things now. It was one of the first ones. It was the first one.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Bug's Life grossed $371,000.
$371,000
at the Al Captain's Theater. The first what? At Al Capitan's in its first 5 days before expanding nationwide. So its first
it was
week,
already
it made a lot of money. Then the film grossed a record $45 million during its 5-day Thanksgiving weekend.
Choo.
Including 33 million for the 3-day weekend, ranking it at the box office number 1, beating out the Rugrats, Enemy of the State, Babe, Pig in the City. So it was big.
It was a big film.
It surpassed the previous record holder, 101 Dalmatians. And then it was surpassed by Toy Story 2 the following year, which grossed a lot more.
Fair. Well, it's the second, and everybody really, really loved Toy Story. So,
but it did achieve its second highest first 2-day Thanksgiving gross behind Back to the Future 2 at the time. So yeah, it did pretty well. And then there's more stuff about what came out around there and how they fought for number one. But the legacy of this movie is kind of how we've been talking about. In the years since it's released, it's been regarded by critics and fans that it's just kind of a okay movie. It's largely forgotten by audiences, but it holds a place in a lot of people's hearts.
Right. It's a very common story of like quirky hero saves the day. Quirky hero gets the girl. Like it has a commonplace theme. But I liked it because I like flicking at him.
But you've got to also consider the fact that the controversy with ants was around it, but like it came out after Toy Story and then was preceded by Toy Story 2.
Right.
Which
you're at a loss.
Is one of the highest loved movies ever.
Like
only being surpassed by Toy Story 3.
It is the Pixar movie.
For a lot of people.
You know what I mean? So even
I think my Pixar movie is Monsters, Inc., though.
Well, so I just meant, like, for most people, Toy Story is the Pixar movie. So coming up after such a groundbreaking thing is already a tough role, a tough act to follow. And to be followed by the groundbreaking thing, too, crazy.
So a lot of people, a lot of people who have the directorial debut, that's how it goes. The second movie they usually call the sophomore sludge, or it's just not as good.
Right.
You did such a good job here. This one's not your best work, and then you can pick it up on number 3. So that's kind of what this one's seen as.
This is the Pixar sophomore sludge.
After this would come Toy Story 2, and I think that's the one that John Lasseter got signed on to Disney full time and had basically plenary authority. Like whatever he said goes. He did not need to get any approval from anybody. He was making a movie, he made a movie, and he made from Toy Story to Incredibles 2. It's all him. He was the head creative officer of Disney Pixar.
Now,
and directed a couple of them.
Sophomore sludge or not, it's a great flick, and I should.
It's fantastic.
And I would highly suggest checking it out if you haven't, because it is a great. It may not be everyone's favorite, but it's a stinking good Pixar movie, and it's got a lot of cool Easter eggs, and it's worth the watch.
It's worth the watch, and it's fun. It's a fun movie, and it's fun to see them getting out of the problems that they put themselves in. Well, not put themselves in, but are victims.
They get put in.
Flick puts them in these problems, and it's fun to see how they get out of them.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, overall, I think this movie does a fantastic job of everything it sets out to do. I think it honestly really does do more legwork than it gets credit for. And I one of these days, I hope somebody, Arrow, Criterion, somebody picks up some of these earlier Disney, Pixar stuff and gives them a full breakdown treatment, because they've done WALL-E. So like they have the ability
to do it,
to do that. And like I love WALL-E, and I think WALL-E, and when we get to WALL-E we'll talk about it too, but like in terms of cultural significance, Toy Story and Bug's Life and Toy Story 2 I think are probably some of the most revolutionary films of the 2000s.
Yeah,
especially in terms of digital filmmaking,
Definitely.
So you gotta, tip your hat and honor that. Mm-hmm. But that's really all I've got about A Bug's Life. Any closing thoughts?
I love A Bug's Life, and I taught Cheese Film when we watched it, because Cheese Film can't see the color purple, that some of the ants are purple. So that's my favorite fun fact about A Bug's Life right now.
Yeah,
is that
I did learn that.
I taught you in real time that the bugs are both blue and purple. So.
I thought they were all blue.
Flick is a little more blue. Then the rest of the ants are that whitish blue, and then the queen lineage is all purple. They're all purple.
they're all like a baby blue, like a sky blue.
They're all very baby blue except the queen lineage. They're purple. Anyway, that's all I really had left. I think it's a great movie. It was great on the rewatch. I've seen it a million times, but I don't necessarily count there. But on a rewatch in the last couple of months, it was awesome. Really enjoyed it. And I really just think you should give it a try. And Hopper's speech is probably one of the best parts of the movie.
Hopper's speech is really good, and then when Flick stands up after getting his butt handed to him by Hopper, or Thumper. He stands up and he's like, "We are not made to serve grasshoppers.
Don't serve grasshoppers." Yeah,
it's moving stuff.
100%.
It's moving stuff. So let us know what you think. What's your favorite Pixar movie? Down in the comments, talk to us. We love hearing about it.
Well, let us know what Pixar movie you're looking forward to most in Pixar April.
Yeah, what's your favorite Pixar movie? Because we would like to know. We say April. It's going to take more than that.
Okay, well, we're doing it in April.
We might do
Pixar month.
2 movies.
Something.
You know what I mean? An
maybe
episode
we'll
or
do
something.
like
See how it
Pixar
goes.
a while.
A while of Pixar. And this will give us a perfect opportunity to watch stuff I haven't seen yet. Like, I haven't seen Elemental. I haven't seen Strange Worlds. I haven't even seen Lightyear yet.
Lightsaber is really funny.
So I'm excited for this journey. Where can they find you, Miss?
I have a TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook under Miss French Tattoos. I do tattoos for a living, and I love what I do, and I can help. It gives me an opportunity to be able to help Cheese Film with this. So.
Yeah, and she's a great artist. She did the artwork for this podcast, too.
I did! All the silly little dudes that you see, I drew all the silly little dudes.
She did draw all the silly little dudes, and I love them. There's one. I was like, I know I got one. It was on the poster, but like, that's her.
I drew all the silly little dudes.
So yeah, check us out on all platforms. We're at thegrindhousepodcast.com. We're here to entertain you. Always. Keep it real, keep it fresh. Cheese Film.